Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs, and I want to thank you for joining me today. So today is oil change day. Have a little bit of a busy morning. Have some appointments here at the house. So first off, we're doing my sister's car, the 17 Fiesta. I know we've done a Fiesta oil change many times before. Not necessarily on this particular one, but like my wife's, so just for grins, we're just gonna go ahead and do, film that one. Why not? But then a little bit later on, my father-in-law is bringing the 2016 Honda Fit over, and we are going to do another oil change on that one, which I just recently filmed a few vlogs ago. Not a few, but not too many vlogs ago. But it's due for another oil change already, and on top of that, we are doing the transmission fluid service and the engine coolant service as well. So we do have some additional services with that one, and that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead, head downstairs. I think my sister's going to be here any minute. I have to get the stuff outside, and let's start this busy day off with oil changes and such. Alright, here we go. Job one. $78,675. That's when it was due, so just a little over. She also says that her sink is not working. That's very similar to what my brother's Fusion. It's kind of doing the same thing. I don't think we have time to really go into that today, but from the sounds of it, it's got the same kind of symptoms, and we're probably gonna have to find a sink unit like we had to do my brother's. If it goes to media, it's got the little icon there, but or phone. Yeah, it's not doing anything. Alright, so we'll save that for another day. Let's get this oil change underway. We're just going to use the jack today. Since most of the stuff that I'm doing to my father-in-law's car, probably gonna have to take the one wheel off for the transmission service. So we might as well just use the jack for everything today, just like the good old days, only with a better jack. Safety first. We got both containers out here today. I kind of parked at a weird spot in the driveway. This part here is a little higher than where the plug is, but I think I can crawl under there still. This here's in the way. Might have to bring it up a little more. I don't really want to, but maybe we can get a little more out of it. That helps a little bit. Alright, so let's see here. Let's see if we can. It's still kind of tight, but Yikes, I actually hurt my thumb doing that. Alright, let's see. Alright, let it roll. Yay. Might still be a little cold. Car was sitting here for a little bit. Yeah, it's warm, but it's not like burning me, so should be okay. Ow! I think I broke a. Feels like I might have broken a blood vessel in my thumb doing that. Ooh, it's very sharp. Alright, we'll let that drizzle out. We'll get the filter ready. One of everybody's favorite oil filter locations. This one's not as bad as the turbo 1.6s though. But, you know, we've discussed that in prior vlogs. Come on, come on. I don't have any spray today either. Darn, gonna have to just try to use a paper towel. Unfortunately, we do have the aftermarket filter on there this time. We're putting the actual Motorcraft FL910 on there now. I really wish I had brake clean. Pretty sure I used it all. Gasket, good. Alright. Well, I went around looking in the basement. That's all I really had, but it'll work. So I went ahead and sprayed off the oil filter cooler, a little bit of the pan there. There's just too much oil, you know, so I tried wiping it up and the rag wasn't really doing a whole lot, so a little bit of that spray is not going to hurt anything. Does kind of the same purpose. So alright, it's drained. Let's go ahead and get our oil in it. We've got the fresh, actually the canister this time is appropriate for the oil that's in there. So we do have the synthetic blend 520 in there from the bulk at work. Exactly 4.3 quarts, which is what this engine takes. Let's go ahead and dump all that in there. I have to hold this, I think, because it just barely makes it in there. It's a little colder today. It's in the, I think, mid-50s, but it's that kind of weather where I didn't want to have to wear a hoodie or a jacket because I'm sweating underneath. It's like I'm comfortable without wearing the hoodie, but the breeze makes it chilly, but yet you're in the sun, so the sun's keeping you warm. And now that I'm wearing the hoodie, the sun's making me sweat. So it's like a losing situation regardless. Alright, so this one's all done. Oh, put the cap on the right way, not upside down. I hate it when that happens. There we go. Everything else under the hood of this thing looks alright. We do have to do an engine air filter, and now that I think about it, a cabin air filter. Both of these filters need done. We're not doing it today, unfortunately. We'll do it next time. But I don't know if we've ever done an engine air filter on this thing or not, but I checked it the last time it was here. And it's getting pretty dark, so that's ready. What else? Can't believe this $11 fan is still kicking it, man. That's amazing. Got really lucky with that one. We did the purge valve also on this thing, so that thing's still good. And yeah, like I said, the next thing we need to look at is that sink system. Actually, she did say, I'll have to ask her here in a second, she said the 12-volt power outlet's not working either. So I kind of wonder if maybe it's a fuse situation. Maybe she blew a fuse. I don't know if the APIM module runs off of the same fuse, but it might be worth looking into. Let me see if she's got time, and maybe we'll dive into that for a second. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let that oil circulate. Okay, we got pressure. I need the manual, which is still in this vehicle. Uh-oh, and so is everything else. There we go. There we go. All right, so she says nothing. Oh, she got junk down here. Nothing down here is working. And down here we do have the auxiliary input, the USB, both of those are for the sink, and this power outlet here. Looks like there's nothing in there. Okay. These were always a bad place for this. I don't know why they put those there, because people put things in there, you know, you never know. Seriously, can't believe that fan is still working. That fan is older than this car. Okay, we got dry hands now. Sometimes gloves are gross for that reason. So we need, that's all sink, that's all sink, that's all sink. Fuses, fuses, fuses. Gotta be getting close. Fuses. Alright, so we've been here before. So this is the under hood fuse block. It's probably not going to be in there. So we just want to look for the cigarette light. Well, they wouldn't call it a cigarette lighter, even though it's shaped like one. That would be, I don't know, power outlet or something. Yeah, it's not under there. So yeah, not there. Okay, so this is the fuse block that's behind the glove box that we're looking at now. The audio unit and sync, they have the same fuse, so it looks like that the sync module is probably not the fuse. Because then the radio probably wouldn't be working. But there is a different fuse for the audio unit, so I guess maybe it would be worth looking into that. So that fuse would be F10 if we go there. Auxiliary power points right there. So fuse 33, 20 amp behind the glove box. So we'll just check to see real quick if 33 and 10 are put together, and we can do that with our test light, just, you know. And yeah, looks like without a diagram, that, you know, I don't have a wiring diagram, but it looks like those are the only fuses of concern, perhaps. Alright, so probably going to use you guys because these should have numbers around them. No, maybe not, because I got the sun shining in the corner of my eye there. There is only 120 amp. I think the auxiliary was 20 amp, right? Auxiliary 33, yeah, so 33, don't you lose that page. 33 on that is oh, it's a big one. It's one of those. It's this one. Oh man. Is it smoked? I can't tell. We might have to take this in the house. It looks like, well, hold on. I think we're gonna take it in the house and maybe hook it up to the meter, see if it's got continuity. We'll do that because I can't tell from this angle. The other fuse is one of the smaller ones, so 10. It's at the very top left. We have our scope on a rope connected to hopefully a decent ground. It's on there. Try to make sure it's really clamped though. Should be okay. Alright. So when we say top left, okay, that side's good. And that side's good. See? Good. Good. Alright. And that APIM, I believe, is right there. No. Is that it? It's over here somewhere. I remember looking it up. If it's not that thing, and it might not be that thing, I think it's underneath this panel. Under here. But, alright, so the fuse is good. Let's go in the house real quick and check that larger, this fuse here. So we have the thing on. So let's see if this thing here has continuity. And we got no continuity. So this fuse is blown. Yeah, this fuse is bad. So I don't have one of these. Something she had in there blew the fuse apparently. I can't. Can I open it? Alright, so now that we have this open, we can see that, yeah, the fuse had blown. So I don't have one of these here, unfortunately, but at least we know that that's that problem. Don't think that's going to fix the sync issue though, so we're going to have to go back to that at some point soon. Whatever. Oh, it's that thing. I'm like seeing all these weird dots and I'm like, what? It's her little jewel thing there. Anyway, so I left that fuse out. I have to get one of those, and we're just going to put that fuse back in later. And yeah, like I said, the APIM thing, we've done the reset thing, so that's probably not going to do it this time. It literally seems like it's doing the exact same thing my brother's was doing. So that's, like I said, I think it's under the actual APIM. I think is under this panel here. What's holding that on? A couple of push pins, feels like. I'm gonna end up ripping that, and I don't really want to. Just thought maybe there was a way to sneak that out. No, I don't want to ruin that. But I think the APIM on this car is under there. So yeah, that fuse is good for the sync system. So yeah, there's really nothing else we could do with that. That'll be a further diagnosis, but it sounds like we're gonna have to go junkyard hunting again for said thing. I think these screws are for the APIM. I'm pretty sure that's what we're looking at there, the screws for the APIM. Holding that thing on there. Alright, so let's put the glove box in. Everything else is good. I have to do tire pressure. She wants me to check her tires, but the thing doesn't work. So we're gonna have to resort to that Fiesta there to use the tire inflator. And then that's it. The fit showed up, so we're gonna do the fit here shortly. Alright, so here we are with our next job of the day. 2016 Honda Fit, and we're gonna do the oil change, which we've seen before. And then, like I said, we are doing the CVT fluid on this vehicle, and then we're doing the engine coolant also. Now the CVT, I just want to say real quick before we start, there is a rubber plug on the top of the transmission, and it is kind of under all this airbox assembly. So we're going to take this off here real quick to check this. But I think we might have to take the actual airbox off just to make room for that. That filter's still very clean. You can see through it. You might as well hold on to that filter for longer.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's kind of hard to tell, but pretty much it's right under here. And my funnel, I don't think is going to flex enough, so we might have to take this stuff off, which isn't that big a deal. It shouldn't be that complicated. I see a bolt there, and it looks like it bolts up here. Take this thing off here. So, but we'll figure it out. Alright, so you take your 17, as most Hondas are, and probably should have jacked it up the other way, but the drain plug for the transmission is actually on that side, so we need that side to be higher. It's facing over here, which is kind of weird, as most of them face this way. This one faces that way. So let's go ahead and get the oil out here. Oh, a little messier than I wanted it to be. All 3.5 quarts. Alright, so we'll let that drain out. We'll get our crush washer, and we'll get the filter ready. And I need to go get my torque wrench. I forgot to bring the torque wrench upstairs for this plug. Alright, so we got our new crush washer on this plug. Cleaned the plug off. Never reuse the old crush washer if you can avoid doing so. So now let's try to get this up in there. Looks like we're all drained out. Sorry, you guys are totally not focused on that. Alright, and now that we got it snugged with our hands, we need to take our torque wrench. These have a torque spec of 30 foot-pounds. At home, I usually use the torque wrench just as a precaution because of the angle that I'm at. Alright, 30 foot-pounds.
Around here, I was going to go down by the
yeah, they're tearing apart the rest of that, I think.
That's what I thought.
I probably wouldn't go down there, but
Somebody Bird said she likes, Mom says she likes the older ones, smaller.
yeah, a lot like everything else, they get bigger in time.
Yeah.
But it'll come full circle. Eventually everybody will want something small again.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll get tired of driving something big.
They drive these nice too, but I like the newer ones. In 43 they need the bonnet change.
I like those ones a lot, actually.
What's that?
I like those ones a lot. The more that I've driven them,
yeah,
the more that I really like them.
Yeah, I turn that economy button on in the car.
Alright, so we got our new filter on. When you put the Honda filters on, don't forget to always lube up the gasket, because they do need to stay free and spin with the filter. Let's use our carb cleaner here. Just kind of hose that off a little bit. Alright. Cool. Let's go ahead and get our oil in it. And then we're going to do the we're going to make sure we can get to that plug up on top for sure. If you were doing it the way the service manual tells you, this here is the fill plug, so you have to have some way to fill it up from the side of the transmission. And yeah, it's kind of inconvenient, but there's a rubber plug on the top, much like all the other CVTs, and they you can fill it up from the top that way. The problem with this one is because of where everything's at up there, you have to possibly take a bunch of stuff apart to get to it. So I do want to make sure that we are going to have access to that, and before we do that, but we'll go from there. So let's head up on top. All right, so don't be confused, because we are using the same jug that we had just used for my sister's car, but we have the 020. I had to pump it into that container at work because that's the only other container I had here at the house that was cleaned out, and that's kind of awkward to pour when you're, you know, up here. So I put it in this jug. I think I might have pumped more than 3.5 quarts, unfortunately, so it'll be okay. It looks like it was around that, if this thing's correct, but yeah, it's about 3.5. It'll be okay. So we're just gonna dump this entire thing here. 020. Alright, there's that. And if it's a smidge over 3.5 quarts, it's not that big a deal, it'll be fine. So there's that. Well, we're done with that, and I might have to go downstairs to get some more tools, so we'll go ahead and try to figure out how to get this get to this CVT plug. Alright, so like I said, we have a couple of 10s that are down here. I'm going to start by taking those off, loosening up this wiring harness clip here, taking this thing off the snorkel there, and I didn't grab a thing for that yet, so we'll have to go back downstairs and get one for that. Even if we could just move it out of the way a little bit, probably doesn't have to come all the way out, but we'll see. So let me get these out, see where it takes us. Alright, so with those two bolts loosened, this wiring harness removed, I got this loose and it wouldn't come off all the way, and then I got this mostly out, but anyway, so we were able to kind of maneuver it. If you put the car in neutral, it moves the shift linkage, and the plug is right there. Come on, camera. Where are you? Right there. So I might be able to maneuver the funnel. Maybe not. Maybe through this end. Probably bend the funnel up a little bit. Try to get it through there, but we should be able to reach down in there now and pull it out. And then, oh, I pulled it out and then I lost it. It came out really easily. Oh man, I'm gonna have to find that now. Wait, there it is. Hold on. Okay, got it. Yeah, there we go. So that's it. So I'm gonna see if I can get the funnel in there first, and then that way we'll have it situated. You can see the opening now, right there. And then we, once we figure out that we're safe to do it there, then we'll go ahead and get our drain on. That appears to be the spot right there. So just got the funnel to crush, and it's where are you? Yeah, you can see the tip of the funnel did make it into the transmission. So. And I had to move this back more toward where it was, so maybe we didn't even have to move it, but it was kind of nice to kind of have it loosened. But yeah, so I think that's going to be it right there. Yeah. Alright, so I think it's safe for us to go underneath now and go ahead and pull that plug. It's probably going to make a huge mess now that we have the that kind of situated, so be prepared. So if you go behind the driver's front tire here, once you're on the ground, right where this little cutout is, there it is. That's the transmission drain plug for this. So as I mentioned, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna loosen that, obviously pull it, and then we're gonna have to lower the car on the ground to make sure we get all the fluid out of it. And then usually once it's down to about a drizzle, then we'll button it up. We do have a new crush washer to put on there also, and then from there we could fill it up. But like I said, with that top plug gone, that fluid's probably gonna drain out really fast. So be prepared. For this, I did bring home my longer ratchet for more torque. And like I said, the plug is just a square head, just the regular end of a ratchet. Oh, come on. Alright, we're in. This makes me nervous on the jack, but we got the wheels chalked, so oh, strike one. There we go. Oh boy. No. Well, like I said, it's gonna come out fast. We may not even have to. We're still gonna lower the car down. Oh man. Like, it's drained out so fast, the thing couldn't keep up. Yeah, so we gotta lower it, like I said, and then we'll let it drizzle out a little bit with it on the ground level. And we'll do this again, plug it up and fill it up. Alright, so before we change out the washer, I want to clean the magnet off of the plug here. It's normal for it to look dark, that's what it's there for, but no large chunks or shavings or anything, so that's good. And then we gotta get this old washer off of here, like the drain plug. I might have to get some pliers, and then we'll put the new washer on. I think the little stopper closed, because great. Trying to get some of the paper towel to soak that up. Oh, that's gonna be a mess. Ooh, don't want to move that too much. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this back in here. These have a drain, a torque spec similar to that of the oil drain plug. I usually just use that long ratchet. That's all I do. So if you can snug it up, you know, snug it up just enough to where you can't undo it with your hand, you know, loosen it, then it's gonna be fine. That's it. That's all we need to do. Alright. And don't have much spray left, so we'll just try to get all this we can. Wish I thought to buy some spray. I did not. This could be satisfying. Or not. I thought maybe it would go down a little faster. It's going now. Oh yeah, there it goes. Alright. Darn it, so close to a perfect no mess job today. Oh well, it happens. Alright, and lastly, while we're under here, so before we put the car back on the ground for now to fill the transmission, we may as well go ahead and get our radiator start draining, because this is going to take a little while. So the drain plug for the radiator is right there, and we should just be able to, yep, give it a twist and should just start flowing. There it goes. Try to loosen it up as best we can. The wind's gonna catch it, so there's that. Probably should open. I didn't take the cap off yet, so we'll take the cap off. That's gonna drain this quicker for sure. There it goes. Alright, so we'll let that do its thing. We'll go ahead and lower the jack back to normal height, and we'll fill up our transmission while that's draining. Okay, and once again, don't be confused by the jug. This is 3.6 quarts of Honda HCF2 CVT fluid. Again, only jug that I had to pump for bulk. So when we pour this in, this has to be poured in very slowly. In fact, I'm gonna go get a flashlight so I can keep an eye on that. Because these things will, if you pour in too fast, it will burp up and make a mess. And we don't need any more mess. So yeah, see. In the right light, it's almost like caramel color. Yeah, that's like a special fluid. And right before the bottles for that have stone crust on what? On what they're using. What's it, but on that one, probably wants stone crust. Yeah. There's an emergency switch in there. In case the battery's dead and you have to move the car. You take a little cover that's next to the shifter off and do the button that kicks the push on it and it unlocks the shifter.
Wow, that's neat.
Not the best bottle to be pouring that fluid in. That's all that I had. That was clean. Transmission's done, oil's done. I just gotta bolt all this stuff back up because I loosened it. But
the filter's okay.
Alright folks, so we have everything back together. We've got 3.6 quarts of transmission, correct, that CVT fluid in it, and went ahead and buttoned everything back up. So I guess in theory, you really don't have to move any of that. If you can get the car out of park and then, you know, get the plug out right through here, you can wedge that funnel in right there. So sounds like our coolant's done, so let's go ahead and get that out from under here. We'll close up the drain plug on the radiator. Make sure it's nice and snug. Don't break it, it's plastic. And there's our coolant.
Oh, wow.
So this will probably take a whole gallon and then a little bit more from the other gallon that I have left over. This is a special burping funnel.
Oh.
So what it'll do is it brings this as the highest point in the cooling system filled with fluid, and as we run the car to let it get to temperature and stuff, it'll help all of the air come out through the top of the system.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Wow. So the coolant looks pretty normal? Or?
Add other things in that thing so it doesn't look the same, but...
If you never...
Alright, so it looks like that one stopped bubbling at a gallon. We do have leftover coolant from when I did the radiator on Elder Civic there. So if we need to add more, once this starts, you know, burping down some, then we have more. So We're going to go ahead and start it up now. Want to make sure that we have our live data here. Let me go through this. Takes a moment. Okay, USA. Fit. It actually says Jazz. That's funny. The overseas model of this is called the Jazz.
Oh.
Not the Fit. Alright, control unit, engine PGMFI, live data, and we want engine speed, we want coolant sensor 1 and coolant sensor 2. So that's all we need right now. So let's go ahead and start it up. Fresh oil, fresh transmission fluid. Okay, we got oil pressure. See if our coolant's bubbling down yet now that things are moving. Yep, we got some bubbling. Everything under there, other than the mess that I made, everything looks to be in good shape. So while that's warming up, I do want to go ahead and shift it through the gears real quick, just to make sure the fluid and transmission gets circulated. So we'll go to reverse. Go to neutral. Drive. Sport. Low. And then we want to go backwards. Sport. Drive. Neutral. Reverse. And park. Don't need the brake on anymore. Alright, we'll reset our maintenance minder here. So it was at 40%. Let's go ahead and hold the reset button there. It does say the transmission was due this time, so that's cool. We did that. Let's go ahead and reset that. There we go, 100%. And the little blue light went off, so that means the engine's starting to warm up. So we are at 129 degrees. 55 degree is the lower sensor, so obviously the thermostat didn't open yet, so that's what we have to wait for. So that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and burp the rest of the system and pretty much wait for this thing to get to full temp. Alright, so sensor 2 is climbing up towards sensor 1, which means the system's starting to open up. With how cool it is, I kind of had to get in and give it some persuasion here. I think we still have coolant in our funnel there, so if anything, once all the air starts to leave, that funnel should start to fill up rather than go down, and then we can go ahead and pretty much plug it up. These cars have a feature on them where if you hold the accelerator down for more than 2 seconds, it cancels the accelerator. Then you gotta do it again. Alright, so we'll let it run at full temp for now. Looks like, yeah, there's still some coolant in there. give it a little more time and we should be good to go. Alright, so we went ahead, we put the rest of the funnel into the overfill. That brought it just up to the max mark there, so we're good there. Got our cap on. Everything seems to be in good order. So I think we're done for today. Alright, so that was a pretty productive afternoon. Fun. But yeah, so oil change on the Fiesta. My own Fiesta is coming up on an oil change here real soon, so within the next few weeks I'll be doing that one. So my sister's good there. We have to look into the APIM situation, but we're gonna have to wait until she's got time to like leave the car. And then the fit, so it's good on engine oil now, it's good on CVT fluid. CVT fluid's good for another 30,000 miles, and the engine coolant good up until anywhere between 60 to 100k. So yeah, we're good there. Yeah, that CVT fill on that, not too bad. I think there was only one other time that I've done a CVT fit, and I could not quite remember how I did it, but like I said, my funnel at work is a little more flexible than the one here. So but yeah, where I got it in, that seemed to work just fine, and getting it out of gear is also helpful. So I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat. If you enjoyed this very productive video today, thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care.